freelancer, the way to plan your finances is probably one of the most important things that you need to consider. And again, I would suggest that you go and see someone to help you with that planning. I want to use an example of what my mum used to do when we were growing up. She used to plan our finances in little envelopes. There was an envelope for the kids' school fees and maybe an envelope for groceries and so forth. So the whole idea is to try and compartmentalize the different types of funds that you will need in order to be able to tie you over in times when you don't have a regular income. So in this case, I would think that your very short-term emergency fund is really important. That would be 2 to 3 months of income. And normally what you would need that for is a real emergency, something that happens that you need to cover on a short term. And then probably the most important one is sit down and do some proper planning about what are the absolute essentials that you have to pay every single month, and plan for a worst case scenario of maybe a 6 months to maybe even a year that you might be without an income, to make sure that there's enough funds available there that it can tie you over in terms of your cash flow in times when you don't have your cash flow. And then of course the most important is your long-term planning, your planning and starting to plan for your retirement, starting to put some money away for that too. Otherwise, you'll be freelancing for the rest of your life, and it will mean that you will have this exact type of volatility in your income for the rest of your life. It's probably a little bit harder for a freelance worker to save money, but I think what is really, really important is when those big lump sums come in, when you've done a project and you've been paid for that, that you have extreme discipline and that you always go back to your plan. Make sure that these, what we would call your envelopes, that they're full. Is your short-term emergency fund, is that covered? Your longer-term one, do you have enough money available there? And then, of course, put something away for that longer term as well. So what's really important here is when you receive those big lump sums, extreme discipline, don't go and spend that money. Make sure that you've covered all of what you need first. If you're a freelance worker, there are certain essentials that you also have to plan for, again, to remove those kind of emergencies that can happen to you. Short-term insurance would be one of it. Make sure that the essential things you need in your life is covered through short-term insurance in order to just remove any volatility or any sudden need for you to dip into your savings. Second one would be your medical aid. If you're a freelance worker, you cannot afford to be sick. You cannot afford to be maybe booked off. You can't afford to be in an accident. How on earth would you cover that, even at a time then when you earn no income? So something like a medical aid would be very, very important for you. Something like an income protector would be important, so that at times when you can't work, you also know that your income protector will step in and help and support you there. If you're a freelance worker and you are in the privileged position to be able to own a property or own more than one properties, it's actually a wonderful way to manage your finances. If you have more than one property, it means that you can bring some stability into your income situation, because you can rent out a property and you know that there's a regular income that you receive through there. If you have an extreme situation, you might even be able to put that property in the market and generate some extra capital for that. And then lastly, an access bond is a brilliant way to manage this kind of shorter term fund that you need in order to be able to cover your income in times that you don't have it. Because you can put money in. When you do, you lower your capital, you lower your monthly repayment, which help quite a lot. But at the same time, you know that you have access to income or to capital that you can withdraw from your access bond, and you know that you earn a good interest rate on it. So I would think my advice to a freelance worker would be extreme discipline, good planning, and try and stick to that planning. Try and make sure that at times when you earn a good income, you don't spend it, but you actually go and you make sure that you've covered all your bases, all your envelopes are full, and then you know that you'll be safe and that you will bring calmness almost into your financial situation, because you don't need to panic.